I like
What is going on, Dub Nation? Welcome back to another live stream. We gotta go live more because I feel like every time we do, it's like we just take a hiatus.
Yeah, this season we should definitely go live a lot more.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know how you guys liked that intro. Let's just hit that like, subscribe button. I'm gonna try to at least be posting more now. Um,
If you guys
post
haven't
some
yet
clips and
already,
stuff. So
go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button. Also follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok
Twitch,
and
TikTok.
Twitch. Um, we're gonna start posting a lot more and going live a lot more during the season. So be on the lookout for that. Um,
What a throwback.
yeah, what's up, throwback? Um, so today we're gonna go ahead and talk about the start of the new 2025-2026 season. Jonathan Kuminga news. Um, our media already brought this up, but we might bring it up a little bit in tonight's episode about Al Horford
Yep.
joining the Warriors, and then also Gary Payton re-signing with us, and our rookies as well, and talk media day.
And
Show you guys
D'Anthony
a little
Melton
bit.
also.
Yes, sir. So let's get right into it.
Yeah, I think we'll start kind of with the roster stuff because I just want to get your feeling about this off season as well. So let's start there before we even just get into the moves. Like we'll talk Jonathan Kuminga because that's obviously the big topic around the Warriors. I mean, Mike Dunleavy had said right going into the offseason that's going to be their priority, and yet we are here three,
Well,
4 months. It's like,
yeah. Well, to be fair, they have offered him a contract already,
yeah.
and he has denied that contract. He thinks he deserves a lot more than what we're offering him. Wants to go try to figure out where to find that at with a different team. Go ahead. I'm at the point where I just don't care anymore. Kaminga hasn't even shown that he's even worth that money yet, and he's also been hurt too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel sorry for the guy. Either you play with us on our 5th year was it the 5th year option already or no?
Well, no. So in NBA, they don't have a fifth year option, but he's like restricted. So basically,
Okay.
how it would work is I think it's like $9 million of the offer that the Warriors made to him. And so that's where, okay, he can take the qualifying offer. It's a 1 year deal. But then the
Mhm.
bad thing is if the Warriors were trying to trade him during the season, basically it'd be impossible unless Kaminga signs off on it because he would control where he'd get traded.
There he goes. Yeah,
So
I get you.
like that's the big part too of where the Warriors don't want that because it's I think very clear that they're trying to trade him. In my opinion, I don't know if they actually really want him. I think Joe Lacob does, and he's
But
hoping that they could
Steve
get
Kerr
something
doesn't.
for him. And I think that's the issue right there is on Lacob where it's like it puts so much pressure because I think otherwise this might have been already done
Yeah.
by now. Um, and also his agent, I'm gonna say, is a clown. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, he went out on that whole media tour thing, and then I saw a clip today. Is like we don't think that the Warriors are being fair. It's like, are you serious? I mean, look at what your client's shown in his 4 years, and I don't want to hear the BS about oh he hasn't gotten playing time with the Warriors because when he hasn't looked great. And like you mentioned, injuries too. Um, there's no consistency with him, and part of it is Steve Kerr too, right? I think we can kind of it's kind of funny because we have the Niners too. We've always said Kyle Shanahan doesn't really like rookies either, and it's kind of the same thing with Steve Kerr and young players. Um, at the end of the day, I even said this on yesterday's live that I did solo that I think it's gonna be the qualifying offer and it's gonna suck. Um, but at this point, I mean, October 1st, Wednesday is the deadline. Unless
Yep.
Kuminga takes that offer, that 2-3
Hmm.
year offer with the club option, I don't see anything else changing. There's also been reports coming out the last few days that nothing's changed, and that shouldn't be surprising because why would the Warriors change their offer? I mean, a few weeks ago they already changed their offer, so like, yeah,
Yeah,
and I think sign-in trades are completely off now too.
yeah. I feel like hopefully that this doesn't affect the rest of the team
Yeah.
during the preseason and practice and all that good stuff in training camp. But I mean, we'll see. Like once we, show you guys the media part of it today that they had. I think some the media asked the players about the Kuminga situation,
Yeah.
and it doesn't seem like they're bothersome about it. So, which is a
Then
good.
it's a business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean, both Curry and Draymond were saying like
they've been
he'll
trying to
be.
push him to resign.
Yeah. There's been reports about that too that came out a few weeks
Yeah.
ago. They
Steph,
understand, and Curry was saying like, yeah, he knows that he's gonna, he's committed. It's just when does the signing happen?
yeah.
So definitely watch out for the next couple of days, just because again deadlines Wednesday. I'm not sure if there's a time um on when that deadline exactly is, like, or if it's just like midnight, but um yeah,
Not sure of that.
definitely. I'm at least glad like we've heard all these guys that we're gonna sign, and at least they're like not officially official, but we've gotten confirmation that they actually
Yeah,
are
that they're signing. Yeah, like
signing. So
Melton and Horford and
yep,
um,
GP2 re-signing.
GP2.
The only guy is Seth Curry, and that's because they need to see what the money's gonna look like once Kuminga's
Yeah,
back. And so if they have space for that, then they'd bring Seth Curry. How do you feel? How would you feel about that?
I wouldn't mind. He played with us a couple years ago, and he was fine. He'll be a good bench player. You know.
Yeah, and I mean, I think obviously the family connection, right?
hmm
To the vibes.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Seth hasn't really found his home yet out of
Yeah,
all the years that he's been playing. Um, and I think it'd be nice to play with his brother again. So
yeah. My only thing is if it does happen, there's just so many guards already that I'm just like,
I
I don't
know.
know how they are gonna like distribute this, because I don't know if Steve Kerr is he gonna go that like 11, 12 deep that he was doing, last year, especially at the beginning, or
I have a feeling they're going to try something different this time. I mean, don't get me wrong. The way they started off last season is the way that Steve coached the Olympic team, and
yeah.
it was working for a bit. But then everybody started figuring it out, and then it just went downhill from there. But
Yeah.
I think they're gonna try something different. Start of the season for sure.
Yeah, I mean you have Jimmy Butler too for the whole
Yeah,
offseason this time. So
exactly.
I think
Yes.
that's big. That there was a report that he even had like a team bonding thing
Mm-hmm.
over, I think, in Miami where he has a house. Um, and a lot
Yeah.
of it seems like every player was there except obviously Jonathan Kuminga.
Yeah, and uh, you could tell the team has definitely gotten a lot closer with each other too.
Yeah.
So.
Which Melton, there's already a little bit of connection at least, so
Mm-hmm.
hopefully that won't take as long.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that he's willing to come back with us
Yeah,
is good,
yeah,
But
yeah. So I really like that Melton's back. Other than hopefully he can stay healthy, that's the biggest thing.
yeah,
What we've also heard is it sounds like GP2 is going to be on the vet minimum, and then Horford and Melton will get 2-year deals with player options
I did
after
see
the
that.
first year. That was according to Brett Siegel, I believe. Um, and so I think that's good. Now they did also sign their rookies. What was it, yesterday and today? Richards, the guard out of Florida, signed a regular 4-year deal with 2 years guaranteed, and then Alex Tui, the international, I think Australian, I
Okay.
want to say, signed a 2-way deal. So
I
mostly
mean,
G League.
I have to say, bro, we finally have a big on our team.
I know. And we gotta this is what I love about the Al Horford signing. Like, let's just jump into it. The fact that Quinton Post already does some similar things to where
Mhm.
he needs to like get better at some of these other things like defending, posting up. Because I mean, he has the 3-point shot too, right? So I think that's definitely gonna be, good for Post to have, Horford there.
Yeah, for sure. And we got Horford more for the rebounding because we've been
Yeah.
hurting for years on that. So that's more of what we got him for. To be completely honest with you, for those of you that say, "Oh, he's complete trash," man, he can still rebound and he can still. I mean, he still has a 3-point shot a little bit,
Yep.
but I mean, he's mostly for the defense, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, if Post can take a pretty decent jump too, it's like,
Mhm.
Al Horford, obviously, you're not going to want to play him a ton because
Right.
of his age. So it's like then when
Well,
Post, you can also have,
you also learn from
yeah, that's what
Al.
I'm saying. Al Horford,
Yeah.
exactly. So like I
So,
think that is great. Other than the age, obviously, it's just
mhm.
this team's the retirement home, I guess. But
We don't have
yeah,
much left, dude. We don't have much left.
yep. How do you feel about Melton, GP2 being back?
I feel good, dude. I feel good. Glad GP2's back with us too. Mountain's gonna be nice. As long as he can stay healthy, though.
Yeah.
Um, I'm interested to see how uh, Santos does too this season.
Mm,
You
yeah,
know,
Guy Santos. I mean,
Mhm.
the thing is like Santos, man, I've always liked him. I like his defense. I mean, his shooting definitely has to improve, but like, yeah, I think the length he brings, defensively, the way he plays too, just like making the energy, right? I think Guy
Mhm.
Santos brings is nice too. Also, they did sign Pat Spencer
I
to
did
a
see that.
two-way deal. I'm fine with that. Mostly gonna be G League anyways. Let me see. Anything else that there was?
Interested to see how Pods does this season too.
Yeah, definitely. I think he had a sophomore slump last year, and obviously he got hit in what was it, the face or nose or
Yeah,
something, and I think that definitely made it tough for him at the beginning. So,
it's kind of
um,
like how JP freaking
Jordan Poole, yeah,
yeah, he had a sophomore slump too.
yeah. So, I think Pods is gonna be, better, for sure. I mean, the nice thing, what I really like about Pods, and you bring up Jordan Poole, is like he does the dirty work. He rebounds, he
Mhm.
passes, right? Like he's not just taking the shots. He'll take the open ones because
Yeah.
it's open. Why not?
Oh, we know
Throwback
throwback.
says
We know.
I really like Will Richards. I mean, I
Hey, we
think
like to
he's an
call
older prospect too. So
we like to call him Russ Westbrook with the dreads.
that's what you were saying. I was
Yeah,
like so
dude, come
confused. So you go, yeah,
on.
okay,
Russ with the
yeah.
dreads.
We'll see how much he plays, but yeah, he's coming off, a team that won the championship in college with the Florida Gators. Kind of funny how the Niners also drafted someone
You know.
last year from the Gators, anyways. But yeah,
Yeah. It's I'm excited to see how Will Richard does as much as throwback is excited to see him.
hmm
It's gonna be very interesting to see how he does.
yeah,
Um, honestly, dude. I'm not. I don't have any expectations this season. I'm just hoping to see at least a good team that could try to make it to the playoffs.
yeah. I want to see them be a playoff team and making it hopefully somewhat deep. Um, Something also to note about Pods is so he had two off-season surgeries, one on his core and one was on his wrist. He was cleared August 1st, I believe they said.
Okay.
So
Well, the first preseason games in a couple days, right?
Yes.
I think it's the 3rd, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, let me double. Isn't it versus the Lakers too? I think.
Yeah, it's versus the Lakers.
Yeah. Oh, okay. October 10th, 5:30 p.m.
Oh, 10th. Okay.
Or sorry, 5th. I don't know why I said.
Oh,
10th.
okay.
5th. Yeah.
Yeah, the 5th. Sunday night, basically.
Yeah. I mean, we're probably gonna see anyways a lot of the,
That's
Moody.
what I want to see. I want to see the young bucks. See how they do.
Moody. Will Richards, Alex Tui. I don't know.
I hope Moody has a good season, dude. He had it towards the end last year.
Yeah, I like Moody too. So we'll see. Let's see. I think that's mostly it for like signings. But yeah, the Warriors roster for the most part is now set, other than Mr. Kuminga over here. And so, yeah, man, this team has a lot of depth, which is.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it goes this season for sure.
Yeah. I will say the one thing about Dunleavy that I've loved is his drafts. Like, somehow he's just able to hit on these second round guys to where, like, okay, they're just at least decent role players,
The one I don't like what he does is during the times where we're trying to push for getting another ring, he didn't go for those big trades or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The way he always talks when it comes to the trades and stuff. Trades are hard, and it's like, yeah. When it comes to trades, I definitely feel you on that. But I mean, he did get the Jimmy Butler trade and got the extension, so I will give him
that, man. Yeah. So, is there anything else before we get into media?
Yeah, let's get into the media day. I think we went.
All right, man. So we're gonna have the first one. I got it shared already.
Okay, I can pull it up.
Give me a sec. Just gotta skip the ad. Okay.
Banner.
All right.
Just in case they.
Here we go.
Sides of the room, just
Quentin Post.
Raise your hand. They'll bring them to you. If you can identify your name and your affiliation before you start, you guys, that would be great.
I know you didn't play summer league. How are you feeling health wise? How kind of was your summer with how much were you able to play?
Yeah, start of the summer was a little slow because of my ankle. That's why I didn't play in the summer league. But I already felt really good during that summer league time. Managed to work out in Vegas, and I've been back on the court ever since. Feel like I had a good summer. Feel like I got stronger. Just excited for next year. Something during towards the last 10 games of the regular season. I mean, everybody's playing through, bumps and bruises, and we just had it checked out after the season and figured out it was best to stay off it for a little bit. Hence why I set out summer league.
Quentin Sam Gordon, San Francisco Chronicle. Good to see you. Just coming back into this season, what were some of your focal points? You mentioned getting stronger. What other things did you work on this summer? What did you focus on?
Yeah, especially defensively, making an emphasis on not fouling, watching a lot of tape on myself and on other bigs, trying to be an effective defender. And then keep shooting the ball. I know that it was one of my stronger points last year, but don't shy away from it. Like, don't just focus on things that I want to improve on, but also keep working on that. Try to take that to a next level, shooting off movement, those type of things. So I feel like those are some of the bigger things I worked on.
Quentin, at some point, Al Horford is expected to be here on the team, signed, official, all that. What can you learn from a big man like him, who's a great shooter, but also is a really good facilitator and running offense and passing?
I think until anybody is really signed, I'm not allowed to comment on any new players signing.
I don't know if you went to San Diego for the Jimmy, kind of having everyone together. Were you there?
If I did?
Yeah.
I was there, yes.
So what was that just kind of like? What you guys just get some scrimmaging in, just have some kind of team bonding sessions?
Yeah, it was a really cool. It wasn't a weekend. It was a few days during the week. Saw Jimmy's house. Pretty impressive. Yeah, that's some years in the NBA for you. Yeah, we got together as a team, spent some time, and yeah, we scrimmaged one day for a few hours. It was really good. But it was more so really focused on, having a team dinner, sitting together, getting ready as a unit for the next season.
What has the chatter been like within the team? Just like, hey, it's media day, training camp is here, and we still don't have a full team yet.
Within the team, I haven't really heard any chatter about it. I mean, we have a full trust in our front office to get things done, and like we all figured that before the season will start, we will have it all figured out. We'll have a full roster ready to go.
So what'd you think? You're muted.
I thought that was pretty good, man. What was your thoughts on Quentin Post?
I really liked how he mentioned he's been watching film, watching
Mhm.
other centers in this league, clearly wants to get better. So yeah, it kind of sucks he wasn't able to obviously comment on Al Horford, but it makes sense until he's, signed. He can't comment on that. So
Right. Yeah. No, I kind of like how they did bring up Al Horford, even though he couldn't really speak on it. But it was. I'm excited to see what Post brings this season for sure.
yeah.
All right. Next one's going to be Guy Santos.
I spent.
Good.
Hey.
Hey, just what was your summer like? Where did you go, and did you work on anything specifically for your game?
My summer was great. I think that was the summer that I spent time in Brazil, back with my family in my hometown in Brasilia. I was always around here, just watching summer league, and also working on my game. A lot of shooting forms, a lot of defense and physical stuff. So I think that was a great summer for me, especially to work on my game, work in my what I gotta do, what I gotta help the Warriors on the court.
Jimmy Butler had a kind of a get together last week. I was wondering what was that like, and just what was that experience like?
That was great. It's always nice to have an experience like that because you can be around everybody. You can have all the guys that you're gonna have like a family, because we're gonna live together, like more together between us than with our family. So get to know all the guys again and see them again. So it's nice to have that experience and be around them again.
Ron Krajcik from the San Francisco Chronicle. With Jimmy here from the start, how much of an impact can that make? What do you expect sort of the vibe to be like with him here, from the start of training camp as opposed to coming in midseason?
I think that will make a lot of difference. You can see how good we were when we have him during the mid of the season. It's not it's not a great way to get him during the mid of the season. He gets to know the plays all in the middle of the season. So have him since the beginning of the season would be nice, especially last year. If I'm not if I'm not wrong, I think we were 26-8 when Jimmy, Draymond, and Steph played together. So I think we're in a great spot because we have him since the beginning of the season.
Hi, Guy. Colin Ward-Henninger, CBS Sports. Having Steph on the team and seeing what he's been able to do off the court in terms of his conditioning, his workouts, all that stuff, being around him, does that have any effect on what you do over the summer, seeing a guy like that being able to play into his late 30s at that level?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, when you see like a guy like Steph working out, I think he's 37 right now, right? And you see a guy working more than guys that's 20 like that, and his physical is amazing. So you just say like, yeah, I gotta work more and more. So when I get that age, I will be good like him. But that's impossible. But we try our best.
Hi, Guy. Just a quick answer in Spanish for Telemundo. Maximiliano Cordaro aquí. ¿Cuál sientes que fue la gran lección que aprendió el equipo la temporada pasada y qué sientes que se tiene que mejorar para ser aún más competitivos esta temporada?
Yo creo que la principal cosa que nosotros, que yo aprendí con ellos, es que son muy competitivos. A todo momento quieren ganar, quieren ser parte de la historia, quieren uno más championship. Pero yo creo que para mí es más importante que todo es la voluntad y la gana de ganar que ellos tienen en la cancha. Entonces yo estoy muy contento con esta oportunidad, uno más año con jugadores como él. Solamente quiero hacer lo que puedo para ayudarlos para ganar uno más campeonato.
Gui, I'm going to ask the question in Portuguese. If you can answer in Portuguese, it would be great. É sua terceira temporada entrando agora como um jogador internacional aqui na Liga. Você sente alguma sensação diferente entrando na sua terceira temporada? Já dá para falar que está totalmente adaptado à cultura e o lifestyle da NBA?
Cara, com certeza, porque eu acho que para mim, entrando na minha terceira temporada agora, é muito importante não só na visibilidade que eu tenho no Brasil, mas também trazer o nome do Brasil junto comigo. Eu me sinto mais tranquilo, não tem aquela volúpia toda de, sabe, de estar ali tudo novo e você querendo mostrar a todo momento. Lógico, eu ainda tenho muita vontade de mostrar tudo que eu sou capaz e tudo mais, mas eu acho que eu entro com uma tranquilidade a mais, eu entro com um sentimento de eu sei o que eu tenho que fazer dentro da quadra, então eu não preciso inventar, não preciso fazer nada mais, eu só preciso fazer, entrar lá e fazer o simples, o que eles querem que eu faça para poder ajudar. All right, thank you.
What do you think?
He's a funny guy, dude.
Yeah, yeah, I like his. Do you know what he was saying like in those last two at all?
No, not really. But I'm sure it had to be along the lines of just basically, continue to play as well as I'm playing. Possibly, I don't know, but I don't know. We'll go on to Brandon Pajemski next.
Yep.
My name is Joey.
These damn freaking ads, bro.
I know.
What'd your summer look like, and kind of what'd you focus on trying to improve on this summer?
Had a lot of fun, recovered, just tried to come back a better player than I was last year.
You mentioned recovered. Where is your body at? I know you had
100%.
You had 2 surgeries?
Yeah.
Which one was kind of like longer recovery or tougher?
They're about the same. They're a little bit different, but same recovery time.
How long have you been full clearance?
A couple weeks.
When, I guess relatedly, when were you able to get back on the court after those surgeries?
August 1st.
What's the mindset like heading into this year, given all the uncertainty with the team right now?
Whatever I can do to help the team win. That's the main focus.
Brandon, over here. How much fun did you have with the Valkyries this summer? And what do you think about just the way their season ended?
I feel like he hates
A lot of
talking to the
fun.
media.
Obviously, season ended heartbreak fashion, but a lot to look forward to these upcoming years. So it was a good, start in the right direction.
Oh, I have one other. How many jerseys do you have?
All of them.
Like every single player?
Mhm.
Very impressive.
Damn.
Brandon, you said you were working on just improving your game. Was there a particular aspect that you were really focused on this summer, getting better at?
I think I looked at everything from the regular season, from the playoffs, things I need to work on. Bunch of things were accounted for this summer.
Got one in particular you want to share?
No.
Sam Gordon, San Francisco Chronicle. Good to see you, Brandon. What did you take away from your first experience in the playoffs?
challenging. Teams are more focused on you than the regular season. But I think the takeaway from it is you really get to see what you really need to work on and what's exposed to your game. And so 12 games for me last year was really beneficial for this summer.
Were you able to do conditioning stuff even though you weren't cleared for on-court?
Mm-hmm.
Brendan, how would you describe sort of what you've learned about playing with Steph? Now you're 2 years in now. How much better equipped are you to play alongside him? I mean, because he's a unique player, obviously. How difficult is that? What have you learned in that process?
I think anything in life, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So just getting, even more comfortable my third year playing with him, understanding, what he likes, what Jimmy likes, all those things.
And you mentioned Jimmy. Obviously, last year you guys got him in the middle of the chase. To have him from the start of training camp, in what ways will that change and help you guys?
Yeah, I think there's just great optimism of, what we were able to do post All-Star break. Having relatively the same group of guys, seeing what we can do for a full season.
If you have tried.
That was very interesting because he gives such short answers. He's like,
I know,
right
he's-
up. It's like, I don't know. Does he not like talking to the media? It seems.
Yeah, he was pretty quick to the point and everything. So
Yeah, and then like the last 2-3 questions, he kind of
he was
started
more
talking more.
he was more into it.
Yeah.
This he was able to work on what he needed to work on, and was able to condition even after his all his recovery and stuff.
Well, okay, let me ask you this question because obviously he didn't really want to talk about it. Where do you think he needed to get better?
I have to say his dribbling, taking care of the ball, more of eye coordination on where he passes, where to find his teammates at on the offense, and I think his shooting needs to be more
consistent.
Yeah, because he did go on a slump towards the end there.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely his shooting. I think his defense. I mean, he's always done as much as he can.
His defense is pretty good. That hasn't been bad at all. It's more on the offense side of the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely some playmaking too. All right, now we got the chef.
Go. Here we go.
Hello, everybody.
Steph, I don't want to start with anything hugely tricky to answer, but just knowing that there's still fluctuation in this roster, knowing that we don't know when or if Jonathan's going to be coming in, just what's the mentality? What you talk amongst yourselves, like, hey, here's how we have to deal with this right now, or is it so natural that you have to have those discussions amongst yourselves?
No, we talk about it for sure. As the leaders on the team, you got to acknowledge what's going on. Don't make it more than what it is, other than a team trying to figure out the situation that's in front of us and the challenge that's in front of us. Knowing JK's situation, knowing the new faces that we're adding to the roster, like we talk about it every year going into a training camp of what it's going to take for that particular team to win. This is a little different just because you have a guy that's trying to figure out his situation, and we respect that process, and it's going to play out. And when he's here, ready to work, like we expect him to be locked in on doing what he needs to do to help us win. So all those things you acknowledge, and you look forward to doing what we do as players and going out there and hooping. Like that's what it always boils down to, no matter how you get there.
Hey, Steph. Good seeing you again. Tell me, in the offseason, you went to a couple of Valkyries games. What was that like as far as getting to see the fans in a different perspective? And I think you mentioned even yourself that you guys normally are the base team, but now you have a sister team to root on.
It was awesome. I think they probably, surprised a lot of people with the way that they played and the level that they were winning and, making the playoffs in the first year. But the vibe and the atmosphere in here was awesome. I was traveling a little bit more than I thought, so I didn't get to as many games as I wanted to, but it was such an exciting experience from, the whole family. It was definitely a different vibe than, normal Chase Center that we're used to when we play. And that's a great thing, the summertime energy with a different product out there on the floor was great. So hopefully they are going to kick it up another notch next summer. No, I think it's exactly how it's designed, which is perfect.
Steph, good to see you.
What's up, Nick? How you doing?
Good. When you have talked to Jonathan recently, what's the message you're trying to get across to him?
Negotiations are hard. We all know that. The idea of everybody's situation is a little different. Everybody can come up with whatever narrative they want to. It's how business kind of goes. Some things are pretty straightforward. Some things aren't. This is definitely in the aren't conversation or category. But when he comes and he's here, he should be a professional and do it exactly what he expects to do and take advantage of his opportunities to help us win. Like everybody who's in the locker room, that's what you're committed to do. And so I don't have any concerns that he'll approach it that way. And that's what we expect.
Steph, you're approaching a decade since your unanimous MVP season, and you're still playing at a very high level. How have you been able to evolve your game to sustain that level of production?
Just the work you put in, the love of the game, being around great people in this organization, and still keeping winning as the priority. And I'm blessed to still hopefully be in that situation for a couple more years.
Steph, how you doing?
No, I'm great, Ron. How you doing?
Good, thanks. This is your 17th year. I think you've said many times 16 was the goal because of your dad. What's the significance of that to you? And kind of piggybacking on the previous question, how has your off-season conditioning evolved as you've gotten into your mid and now sort of late 30s? I read something about it's more data-driven. How have you sort of changed the way you prepare for seasons?
The second question I answered first, just because it's evolved based on trying to be more efficient with the work that you get in and more intentional about how each day is kind of designed on court, off court. Probably the first decade was more on court than off court, and that's actually flipped now, where it's probably 60-40 off court to on court percentage now. And even that is, like you said, data driven on, heart rate stuff, foot strikes, how long you're on your feet, like all those type of things that help monitor the output that you have over the summer so that you're working smarter and coming into camp fresh, knowing that there's still a little bit of, building to go. That's what training camp's for, but that I'm in pretty good shape where you're not putting your body through any type of unnecessary stress with that transition from off season to in season. And that's been fun to kind of try to figure out on the fly.
And one unrelated question, Jimmy being here from the start of training camp, obviously a much different scenario than what happened last year. Obviously that helps you guys. In what ways does it help? How significant can that be to have him right from the start?
I think first it helps him just as a human being, as a player, to have something that he knows, a situation he knows, based on how last year ended, how we do things, what he can help and continue to help us do at a high level, but then just have that clarity coming in where we can have the conversations that we were having, in a very short span after the trade last year. And it's, the way that we finished playing or our record towards the end of the year, it was fun for all of us. So to kind of carry that momentum into a training camp, I think he's talked about just how happy he is to be in a space where he can just play basketball and there's not any noise around him. I think that's refreshing for him. And then that should carry over to our prep as a team.
Are you comfortable with how the roster, I guess I'll say, is going to look and the process to get there?
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This
I think with this last little piece that needs to settle, I think I'm extremely happy with a different look. You know, we're just trying to carry the momentum that we have from last year. Understanding getting through an 82-game season is the challenge for every team, but especially a veteran team. But the way that we finished and the record that we had, and obviously before I got hurt during second round, like we were a relevant threat. And I think we've gotten, better. It's tough to lose Loon. Like that was a big deal, knowing what he meant to our franchise. But we have a lot of pieces that are going to have an opportunity to take that next step. And, like every NBA season, I said the same thing last year, probably at the podium right here. We started 12-3. And then all hell broke loose for a good couple months. So, like, you can only do what you can to control just your mentality going into the year. And I think it's really optimistic and positive around here, and that's how it should be.
I know you mentioned, once Kuminga gets here, you expect him to be kind of locked in. But this has obviously already been a big offseason distraction. There's almost an inevitability it's going to bleed into once he gets back. How concerned are you just, about the overall distraction of the situation?
I don't frame it like that. I think he's going to get asked questions. To your point, you're asking questions. Everybody's going to ask questions about it. But what happens when I leave this microphone and we go in the locker room and us players talk, like that's going to be the make or break of how we kind of move into the year with the right frame of mind. So good news is you've been around long enough. Me, Draymond, Jimmy, we've all been around long enough to know how to separate the business of it to the basketball of it. And those are two totally different areas. So our job is to focus on the basketball part and not let it become something that, gets in the way of how we approach every day.
With that said, how unique of an offseason has this been? Like just that whole situation. I'm sure you've been through many a teammates trying to get paid, but I don't think we've ever been in anything like this. Does this feel like a unique situation?
I think everything we do around here is unique, for sure. So it kind of adds to that journey. Us being realistically championship relevant for this long is unique. Us trying to maintain that for as long as we have is unique, and JK's situation is unique. Me being in my position where I'm at in my stage of my career is unique. Like the whole deal is just, it's you got to take the good with the chaos as well of it, because it is kind of unprecedented. So keeps me going because it keeps everything, kind of front and center on trying to, again, focus on winning. Like we've done a really good job of that over the years and want to keep doing it.
Some of us have talked a lot about like the age of the top guys. Mostly Nick Friedel brings it up, but especially with how last year ended, how cognizant or worried are you about you guys having to play a really heavy load to get to the postseason and then do the postseason thing? Is this something that you have to manage or pay attention to, considering you guys are Nick Friedel's age?
You gotta pay attention to it for sure. Acknowledge what makes your team, what character it has to obviously play. Have the expectation that we're gonna be capable of beating everybody and anybody on any given night. But to your point, the endurance of 82. I think last year the biggest thing was we don't want to be in a position where you're chasing down the stretch of the season. Like if you could at all be in control of that, where the last 2 months, even though we had a great record, it felt like every game was a playoff game for 2 straight months. And then you transition into a very tough 7-game series. And then you're 48 hours from a round 2, game 1. Like it was a very condensed, high level of basketball. And so we want to be able to try to get through the 82 with a little bit more of a ability to kind of control the ebbs and flows of it. How we get there, like, we'll figure it out.
Hello, Stephen. So this summer, it's your first time bringing the Curry camp to China, and there are a lot of young players from Korea, Japan, and China. And what potential you saw on those young kids?
What they don't tell you about weight loss by Skinny RX.
God, so many damn ads.
Dude, I'm fucking have to go to premium again.
More than like specific potential of specific kids, just the idea of basketball at a high level around the world is continuing to grow. The skill level is, and the excitement around the game is really special. And I was happy to kind of experience that in Chongqing this year and have something that I've done here in the States for a very long time with the Curry camp and bring it over there. So basketball's at an all-time high, not only from an awareness and fandom perspective, but from, you know, kids who are playing and really taking it seriously and working on their game. So it's great to see.
Steph, hey, in terms of your off-season, you've talked about the high-level, condensed high-level basketball you played. How long did it take for the frustration of the way it ended to kind of go away for you? And also, how was this off-season? Last summer, you played a lot of very intense basketball. Was this a more rejuvenating or relaxing off-season after that disappointment?
I don't think I'm over that disappointment because you always wonder what if, like, had I not gotten hurt, had we won one more game in that second round and give me a chance to come back, had we not been chasing the last 2 months, like, you always, as a player, you always think about that type of stuff. So it motivates you to understand what you can do this year to put yourself in a better position. So I think I'm still carrying that, which is, I think, healthy and a good thing. And this summer it's always chaos around my schedule and all that, but it was really fun and rejuvenating to be able to work in your game, do the stuff that I want to do and need to do off the court. You know, 4 kids running around, so it's crazy. And just enjoying myself, but also looking forward to, you know, today and this new year, because I know I don't have many more in front of me in that respect. So I'm excited to give everything I got to what's in front of me this year.
To go back to the idea of separating basketball and business, that is like something that's pretty relevant to Jonathan right now. You know, when his agent comes out and says, you know, if we get the contract we want, we'll be committed to doing everything we can to win a championship. What is your reaction to something like that and the idea of like conditional commitment?
I only listen to my teammate. I don't listen to agents or anybody who's speaking on behalf. Like, I hear that from JK.
What have you heard from JK?
And he'll be committed when he gets here. I just know from man to man, he doesn't want to have to be in the way of anything. So let that situation play out. He can speak for himself.
Yeesh. That was long. That sounds like we should probably just play the ones that are long ones next. But...
Well, we got Draymond. We could go like 5 minutes for Draymond if you want.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Sure.
This one's even longer.
Yeah. We'll just do as much as we can for Draymond and Jimmy, I guess.
All right, for sure. Here we go.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to concentrate when you're looking at me like that. Draymond, how do you just kind of go through this day when you know there's Jonathan's not here and don't know when he's going to come in? You have some other guys coming in. Does it feel a little unsettled or does it feel okay?
I think, you know, anytime I should take these off. I think anytime a teammate's not here, it sucks. And then obviously, not having multiple here due to the situation, it's unfortunate because I think, media days, it marks the start of something. It marks the start of another NBA season. For me, this is my 14th one. Like, it never gets old. It's kind of that stamp of like, all right, it's about to get real, And so I think everyone deserves the opportunity to feel that, including him. Like, he'll look back on this and, I walk in and, you're like, yo, what media day is this for you? And you'll kind of always have that, that little asterisk in your mind of like, oh man, I missed one, And so I think it sucks for all those guys involved. Like I said, including JK, like you don't get the opportunity to start your thing how you normally start your thing. And saying that, we all understand the situation. He's got to do what he's got to do for himself. This is a business, and that's where I think you have to always understand, like, it's unfortunate when the business side get in front of things, but nonetheless, it is a business and you can't ignore that side of things. And so hopefully none of them miss too much time and they'll be here pretty soon, hopefully including him. We want him here. But yeah, I think for anyone involved, like, it doesn't feel good. Like, you want to get in your rhythm and get in your flow and kind of do your thing. And so I feel for all those guys involved, like, including JK.
How will this not be a distraction?
Well, I don't think anyone's winning a championship in the first few days of practice. It'll be a distraction. We won't have as many guys and we'll be tired as hell going through practice. That'll be a distraction and that'll suck because as a vet, you usually can kind of slide to the back like, yo, let them guys go and get a couple more reps. You don't kind of get that privilege. So that will suck. But as far as like it being a distraction, I don't expect this to go on too much longer. But like, you have injuries during the season. You must go on with the guys that you have. You have different situations. People have kids. People do this thing. That thing happens. Family members get sick. You get sick. Like, just different things happen throughout the season, and you must go on. It's no different right now.
Draymond, you obviously know Jonathan. You talk to him. Do you think he still wants to be here?
I think anyone should want to be in the franchise that they started in. And so do I think he still wants to be here? I do think he still wants to be here. And he said that to me, that he still wants to be here. When you're still with the franchise that drafted you, I don't care what has happened. You don't just throw that in the middle of the ring and say, hey, somebody else go take it, because you never get it back.
They offered me $3,000 for my minor.
Once you move on to the next franchise, I'm thankful. I'm going in year 14 with the same. I've never had to experience that, but I've seen people go through it. It's never the same. And I know this business. It will never be the same. So I know he still wants to be here. And I think anyone should still want to be with the franchise that drafted them if you can, because once you leave that place, it's just different.
Dre, if you make the all-defensive team this year, it'd be your 10th selection of your career. You'd be one of 6 players in league history to accomplish that feat. What would that milestone mean to you?
It means the world to me. That's my motivation, to go and try to make another all-defensive team and join that list. It's an amazing list. All first ballot Hall of Famers, and so to try to put myself in my name in the hat with those guys. Like, anytime you can put your name next to guys like that, you're talking Kobe, Tim, like K. There it is, double R. Like those names, and I can put my little name next to that. That'd be a dream come true. So that is definitely a motivating factor for me this year for sure.
Dre, last year you guys went 23-7 and then 7-game series in the playoffs. Like, in hindsight, how much of a grind was that, and how much did you feel it? And knowing you now got 82 with the team, is that a concern? Like, maybe wearing you guys down too soon, or how do you preserve yourself for the playoffs?
I think, man, in all honesty, it was crazy. We were playing playoff basketball for 3.5 months, and that's tough to do. plus the playoff basketball we played. That's just hard for anybody. I don't care if you're 37 or 27. You got to play playoff basketball that long. It's tough. And we had to. We had no other choice. We wanted to give ourselves an opportunity to win a championship. We did that. I think it caught up to us in the end. I don't worry. I'm actually happy to have an 82-game season and not a 35-game season, because now you could go about the season the right way. We don't dig ourselves that huge hole, and we're not playing playoff basketball for 3.5 months. And so this gives us an opportunity to not dig ourselves in a ditch and then try to fight and claw our way back out. And that's how you manage an 82-game schedule. You do what you got to do. You take care of business, and then you allow yourself to get through the season however it is that you need to get through the season. But when you got to play through injuries and, play through sickness and play through this thing and that thing, because every game matters in February, it's a lot to ask. Like I said, I don't care how old the team is. That's a lot to ask. And so we know that. Like I said, I think it definitely caught up to us at the end. But I worry very little about an 82-game season, because it gives us an opportunity to now have our team set and go about the season the right way, and give ourselves a grace and the cushion that you need in order to be successful in the end.
Steve.
All right. Up. All right, we'll do Jimmy Butler, and then we'll call it.
Sounds good.
What's up, Nicholas?
Hey, Jimmy. Everyone's been talking about the San Diego camp, and
who's everybody?
All your teammates.
Draymond,
and all your teammates are very impressed by the Butler house. Let's say. I think Draymond mentioned the Wayne Cellar, but
definitely
yeah,
Draymond.
Just what have you done this sort of thing before with teammates, and what kind of initiated this in your mind?
Maybe a couple times, but not at my own home. And I just wanted to be around my guys. I got the opportunity to see a lot of them over the summer, or to go where they are from. Maybe not see them, but see people that I know from their neck of the woods. So it's very important to me to welcome those are my guys. It's like my family into my home, have a good time, and let them in a little bit of my life.
The Kuminga situation obviously looms over.
You would. Of course.
You would.
What should
you not love him and healed, man?
That situation and the need to get it solved? And
like I tell everybody that ask me, not even in the media, just random people, my friends, I'm not in all of that. I hope it gets resolved. I know what that is like. I've been in this league going on 15 years now, and it will get handled. And I know that both sides will be happy in the end. But, we all love JK. We all want JK to be happy. We all want this organization to be happy. So we're going to let JK and this organization figure it out.
Hey, Jimmy, your pop-up with Big Face was really successful in July, and you also just announced your collab with Aloe. So just wondering, are you planning to bring Big Face back in the Bay, now that you started the full year?
In a major way. I'm hoping to open up, don't quote me on the exact date, a shop here, maybe February, March, something like that. But Big Face will be here permanently. I couldn't be more excited.
That's hella cool.
Y'all come spend y'all's money.
Jimmy, what would you say is the prize of your wine cellar? What's the prize bottle?
What's the prize bottle?
Yeah, what's the one you're most proud of, I guess?
I do have a little bit of wine. I do, but
of an emperor, we were told.
Yeah, I got a little bit. I think there are just some special bottles in there that were created only for my children, of some of the best wines in the world. And I think those mean the most to me because they went out of their way to gift these bottles of wine with my kids' names on them and their birth dates. So those mean the most to me. There are a lot of stuff, and if you were to ask Draymond, he probably would pick some other bottles because obviously my offspring isn't his offspring, but those bottles with my kids' name on them mean the world to me.
He didn't grab a couple.
Cannot grab those, but no, he definitely grabbed some bottles. If he didn't tell you, oh my gosh, yeah, very pricey. Likey.
Jimmy, you've obviously had some kind of legendary end of year, like where you really gave it all you had, right? I'm thinking of the pandemic. How do you respond from a season like that? You guys went hard for 3 months and now you're back at it again.
Yeah.
What's your plan for dealing with that?
I get to do this thing from day one, be with the guys from day one, and do what we started out to do from the very beginning. I'm super hyped. I'm super excited. I got to train with my guys this summer. I got to talk with all the guys. I see what they've been doing. I see how they've been working. So I'm glad that I get to be here from this media day on up.
I know, obviously, he's not signed yet. They haven't announced yet, so we're not supposed to specifically ask.
What you gonna ask me for?
Theoretically, the way Draymond answered it, you've gone up against Al Horford a lot.
Who is that?
Yeah. What does a player who might look like him and play like him add to this roster?
Well, if there was I think he's Dominican, this player you're talking about. If there was a Dominican basketball player, 7 feet, something like that, can shoot the three, can pass, used to play in Boston for 9 seasons, played in Philly. Anyways, if we were talking about a guy like that, he's won it, which I really, really, really respect. And he's been in this league for a long time for a reason. Elite defender, can make shots, plays basketball the right way, super smart, and more than anything, he wins. So wherever that guy ends up, I know he's gonna help that team.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name.
The way they have to answer it like that, and then it's like we obviously know.
Jimmy, how much have you and Draymond and Steph specifically talked about, as you said, to go be with your guys from day one, and how much opportunity that is and how much urgency there is given where you are in your careers?
All the time. But we also realize there's not enough talking in the world. We're going to have to go out there and produce and get it done. We know that. But we're just so joyful. We're so happy to be able to compete with one another and do what they set out to do what I want to do for the first time, win a championship. And I smile knowing that it's a really great chance for us.
Jimmy, some of us live vicariously through your Instagram account this summer, and I was just wondering what your highlights were.
My highlights, well, I pride myself. I probably should do a better job. I try to go support my friends as often as I can. If they're a professional, tennis player, if they're a musician, if they're an actor, actress, I try to go live a couple days in their life, in their world. So I got to go all over the world doing that. But I would say my biggest highlight was, I got to take my kids to Marbella, Spain, and just seeing the joy on their faces. There's nothing like it. I've traveled a lot of places, and I was actually able to take my kids to Spain, and it was just different. Out of everything else I've done, spending my time with them in Spain was elite. How many trips to Paris? I went twice. Yeah. Really good.
How valuable was that experience playing with Steph in a lot of high-pressure games last year, and what can you take from that and carry into this season?
I mean, you don't even need to be on this team to understand the impact that he has on the game, the impact he's had on the game and on the league as a whole. But like I always say, you always have a chance when Steph is on your team. So to be able to run alongside him, Draymond, and the crew that we have, I think we're going to be in really, really, really good shape. I'm excited. We get to practice here soon. We get to compete. And I don't think we're going to catch anybody by surprise. I think everybody knows what we're capable of, so we're ready to rock.
Jimmy. All right. That's it.
Yeah, that's I think good, but definitely happy that the boys are back. Hopefully this Kuminga thing gets figured out. It should in the next 24 hours, hopefully.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully, everybody says they want what's best for him, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
it is what it is. I'm excited to see a full season with Jimmy Butler on the team now.
yes, sir.
And
Planning to go to any games, you think?
possibly, we'll see. Got
Yeah.
to see. Just depends. I don't know yet.
Yeah, Warriors tickets are not cheap, so
No, they're not. No, they're not. But yeah. Anything else before we head
yeah,
out?
it's just nice that the back. Preseason starts next week, like we said on Sunday versus the Los Angeles Lakers. So getting close to the season. It's another sport to watch, which is nice. Yeah, I'm just excited to hear kind of what will be going on in camp. And I think Steve Kerr and Mike Dunleavy will hopefully be speaking in the next couple of days.
For sure, man. We'll definitely keep an eye out for that, and we'll show you guys that as well.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely be back as training camp continues and goes on and starts and everything. So,
And
yeah.
we'll be live once the Kuminga news
Mhm.
breaks too. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for joining us. Throwback, by the way, as always.
Go Dubs.
All right, let's go Dubs. Peace.